matchup. In this game, we'll see the Los Angeles Clippers against the Milwaukee. How it's ended down to David Alt.
In the last few...
It sure is fun to watch, D.A. Thank you. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Harrell.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change.
And the Clippers starting five. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Ivica Zubac is out there with Morris. Then it's Paul George. And it's Floyd in at the 1. And for Milwaukee, Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Bledsoe is out there with the great one. And it's Drummond in at the 5, roaming the paint. Brent, as the season goes on, and here we are about halfway through, are players' roles still evolving?
Not the starters at this point, Kevin. They're pretty much
They
set.
are what they are.
They are set in their ways, and they're set in the minutes that they're going to be playing. But what the coaches are trying to find are unique combinations that might have to be on the floor because circumstances from the other team are dictating so. So which are my lineups that I can have out there that defensively I'm going to shut down great guard play? Which of the lineups do I have to have out there in order for us to have enhanced shooting ability for a stretch of minutes? Which ones are going to speed my team up to put pressure on the opposition? I think that's where it is that coaches are trying to do a little bit of tweaking.
Here's Leonard. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. And it's Bledsoe with the ball for Milwaukee. The great one. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in.
Unselfish play there by Bledsoe. Does a great job scanning, noticing somebody's open, get them the ball.
Here's George. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throws of the game. He's off on the second.
The versatility of Paul George as he's matured and put some more weight on his frame through the years. He's an exceptional two-way player with outstanding length and a tremendous scoring ability.
On deep. It's not going to go for him. And Milwaukee will come the other way. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, a snowball effect in that one. One thing would go wrong, and then another, really the story of the game.
Yeah, it felt like just the entire roster was stuck in neutral. There was nobody offensively that could get anything going.
Jacks up a 3. They get it back, and it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Leonard. Bucks have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. It's Drummond, top of the key. Now the pass to the great one. Paul George with the steal. And then Leonard with the dunk.
Yeah, we love when great offensive players get in a scoring rhythm, but Paul George right now in a great passing rhythm tonight.
Pass to Giannis. Shoots a fader, and no good. Trying to use the glass. Last outing for the Clippers, they won that game against the Heat at the American Airlines Arena. George with the bucket.
Paul George showing his offensive confidence right there, just letting that one go as soon as it touches his hands.
Drummond in the post, working on Zubac, and that one's good. Drummond. Clippers trail by 3. Now George. He picked up 15 points in the last win against the Heat in Miami. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the miss.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Well, it's the open floor, and that's when Eric Bledsoe's eyes get even bigger. What a good finish there.
Los Angeles has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Middleton against Leonard. No good that time. Great D that time for Middleton. On the wing, Giannis. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. The shot's good from the great one.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Here's Floyd, guarded by Bledsoe. Bledsoe with the defensive effort.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Here's Floyd. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And it's out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. And now let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to see which teams over the last month have been best at scoring points off turnovers. The Bucks #1.
They're taking advantage of every mistake that their opponents are making. I mean, they're really converting points off those turnovers.
Morris finds George. 6 on the shot clock, and he hits the jump shot. George has got 5.
That's a reliable offensive option right there. Shooting with consistency as Paul George can get you from a number of spots.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond's so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
Passes it to Zubac. Back to George. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Yeah, I think you got to be cautious when you guard Paul George. He's not afraid of the contact.
Clippers trail by 6. Taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Landry Shamet. Markieff Morris is out there with Caruge. Then there's Harrell, and it's man in at the 2 guard. Knocked loose. Here's Harrell. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
And to Tacumbo. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
And Giannis just gobbling up the rebound, just spreads his wing out there, and ball falls right into it.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. The great one in that last game against the Pelicans looked really strong. He had 35 points, and over again, he found ways to draw contact and get back to the free throw line. He was unguardable all game long. He took whatever the defense gave up. I'm sure he wants to do that again tonight, Kevin.
David, we appreciate the update. Greg, we'll see if he can keep rolling here tonight.
Yeah, and that's the rub. When he's in rhythm, he can carry your team across the line.
And you want to see him make sure that the teammates are also involved in what they're doing, especially if he draws that much attention.
Pass to Caruge. Here's man. The shot from the low post is good.
All the way to the bucket, no resistance. Just swipe the candy from him.
The kick out to Antetokounmpo. The Bucks getting another chance here. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Selected 9th overall in the 2012 draft, Drummond's carved out a nice NBA career for himself.
The Bucks have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
And Brett, with the corner 3 being such a popular shot, should we consider widening the court, making it all feel the same?
That's an interesting question, Kevin. There's been some talk around the idea of actually dissipating that three-point line into the sideline.
Yes.
And I really just wanted to say dissipating, by the way.
Well, and you said it well.
The other thing, Kevin, that has been considered, what if we went back to skinnying up the lane line, back to the original George Mikan days of the lane being 6 feet wide rather than what we see today at 12 feet? That would put a ton more value on post-up and two-point play, almost so much as the three-point shot and the two-point shot in the post equate to the same amount of points per possession.
Yes. The Clippers have really been struggling with their free throws, only made 5. More misses than makes so far. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
The pass to the great one. Here's McLeod. Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And in that one, the backups came to play. Gave the team an infusion of points that just put them over the top.
Well, I talked to the assistant coaching staff. What they were stoked about is that the bench guys came in and played well. So punch off the bench, a big factor in that one.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Shamet, the pass to Harrell. Oh, here we go. Antetokounmpo. Nobody back. And the dunk by Giannis.
Open up the floodgates and let Giannis run through. What a joy to watch him in transition.
Shamet up top. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
Giannis, if you talk about maturity, the next thing you're going to see is him playing with great patience. Let the play unfold and then take what the defense gives you.
Pass to Shamet. And here is Harrell. Over Drummond, and the Clippers miss again.
Things are going south right now. This is not the type of shooting that his teammates expect from him.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense.
Passes it to Shamet. Here's Karuch. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. And it's sent back by Drummond.
A high motor keeps Drummond engaged defensively. He doesn't want to let any shots go in.
Morris with the rebound.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Milwaukee leading by 14. Here's the great one.
Looking here at the numbers for Drummond. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month. He's putting up about 12 points a game, 17 rebounds, and just over 3 blocks. And you talk about a difference maker. He's a factor inside with his length and activity.
When you look at bigs, you talk to them about two key components: protect the rim and pound the glass. And intimidation, that helps too.
And the Bucks making a change here. Holmes checked in, and Los Angeles making a change here as well. Paul George, he's checked in for Landry Shamet. And the Clippers call time here.
And coach can't be happy, and I think I know why. Their defense putting up no resistance inside.
No, they're not preventing them from scoring, and if you can get to a high efficiency shot on the floor, and that's the paint, you just keep going.
The shot by George, no good.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive. And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
That's how you drive your point home right there. On the wing, George. A fader. Almost, but it rolls out.
All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
Well, the other team is scorching hot, and they come down on this end and can't find a way to get the embers going.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Morris dishes to George. Out to Morris. Los Angeles with another miss.
The shots like that drive coaches batty. I'll be shocked if he attempts that shot again.
Now the Clippers moving it up. George with no one around. Drains it from beyond the arc. George has got 10.
And right now, the torture chamber that Paul George has put the defense in is paying off for his team.
Brent, certain players make everyone around them better. Talk about some of those guys who will do that at the very highest level.
The interesting thing about today's game, Kevin, is it's not always the point guard position. I think in the past we thought two ways. The point guard, who has the ball in his hands, finding guys for them to make shots. And then through the 80s and 90s, it was low post players who were getting double teams and initiating some offense. Yes. Nowadays, it's a lot of wing guys. And it's guys like Kawhi Leonard, it's guys like LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Throw Draymond Green in there with his ability to pass the ball. Jokic in there with his ability to pass the ball. It's all happening around the three-point line and getting into the gap. So they look a little bit different, the initiators, in today's game.
Pass to Leonard. With the fadeaway. Giannis grabs the miss. Giannis has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Up high to stop the alley-oop.
That's a nice toss up there, so you got to like the timing. But, of course, that's Giannis. He's going to grab anything.
LA's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Man, guarded by Holmes. That's tipped. There's the great one, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
Middleton right now staying aware of where his teammates are and hitting them when they're open.
And the Clippers call time here. Brent, a lot of teams will be paying that luxury tax, and that is a tough thing for a lot of owners to swallow. Is this the best method to deter teams from going over the cap, overspending, and outspending smaller markets? Milwaukee, they have made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10. And the first one drops. He hits both from the stripe. Here's Floyd. A 3-ball. No good that time. And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks holding a very comfortable. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. Wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from the great one.
Oof, that first half looked like a dunk contest mixtape. Was just destroying the rim.
Yeah, the defense has got to be a little bit embarrassed. There is no reason why he should just be on top of that rim.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. Setting the floor for the Bucks. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Great one out there at Bledsoe. And it's Drummond in at the 5 spot. Zubac kicks to Leonard. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time. Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Leonard against Giannis. Here's Zubac. Andre Drummond grabs the miss.
We're not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups. That's the guy they're going to keep going to, as they should. The lead's only going up if they keep feeding him.
Here's Floyd. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game. From deep. Rebounded by the Bucks.
Not been an easy start. 3 straight misses here on these possessions.
No good from Bledsoe. LA has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Stolen by Bledsoe. Floats it up for Giannis.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Still looking for their first bucket of the second half. Tries it from the top of the key, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Yes, finally one drops after the 0 of 3 start.
Middleton outside. The pass to the great one. Onto Tacumbo, trying to free himself up. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Shooting for Milwaukee.
That's good from the great one.
At the line for 2.
Both free throws good from the great one. Clippers have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. George passes to Zubac. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. And it's George missing.
1 of 5 here, Kevin, to start the half. Their offense looks like it's shrinking right now. Lead passes like that are so hard to defend. He never had to break his stride, so full speed, 2 points.
And here is Los Angeles now. Here's Floyd. 6 points for him. Over Middleton. And Middleton with the block.
Well, the long arms of Middleton getting up there on defense and throwing that one away.
And the double up on Tacumbo. Bounce past Middleton. Onto Tacumbo. No good.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
He dishes it to Bledsoe. To the paint. Here's the great one. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got 6 assists in the game.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. George able to finish. George has got 14 points for the game.
Paul George getting after it. They're helping out the teammate to try to secure one a second time.
The great one passes to Antetokounmpo. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Los Angeles has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Outside Leonard. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It goes on Eric Bledsoe.
With those long arms and with the high release point, Leonard is practically daring you to foul him.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And the Bucks with possession here. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Here's Antetokounmpo. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Giannis has got 8 points here in this quarter. Clippers shooting poorly, just 35% so far. Floats one, and it's sent back by Drummond. And they get it back. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. You look at the Bucks. Things going their way so far in this season. Right now, they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record.
And I think for the Bucks, they've got their sights set pretty darn high right now. After what they've done this season, their goal is nothing short of a title.
A massive amount of confidence, tremendous swagger with this team, and they believe in themselves. That might be all it takes to get them where they want to go.
Now you look at the former All-Star Andre Drummond and the way he rebounds, Greg. He might be the best in the league in that department.
I mean, few players in the history of the league can go off for 20-plus rebounds on any given night. Drummond's one of them. Attacks the glass on the offensive end so well. His offensive rebounding, for me, sets him apart.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Middleton against Leonard. Buries it down low. Leonard's got 13 points.
Oh, you see the touch inside from Leonard does a little bit of everything for this basketball team.
Pass to Drummond. Down low, the great one. The shot's good.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
LA has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Here's Mann. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
Count it. That's now 22 points for Giannis.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And so George will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Shoots from 14. It's deflected. Now here's Giannis. 22 points for him. Got it. Nice one there from the great one. The great one's got 14 points here in the second half.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Shoots from the block. And Leonard gets it to go. 15 points in the game.
The strength and that body that Kawhi has, he finishes through contact as well as anyone in the league.
Giannis kicks to Middleton. Pass to the great one. The Bucks working the ball around. And the shot goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 12 points now in the quarter.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
And that one's good. George.
Now, Paul George right now invested fully in this game and on both ends of the floor. Relentless on offense thus far.
There's the pass to the great one. Powered down with both hands.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Well, the thing is, they're controlling the pace right now, and if that was the mantra for them at halftime, they've carried it out.
Middleton against Leonard. Rebounded by the Bucks. Drummond's.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
5 on the clock. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. Middleton. They get the rebound. The Clippers shooting a pretty brutal 29% since the break. Giannis with some nice D. And for Milwaukee, their shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57%.
Yeah, go ahead and get in front of that if you want to. Man, with a dunk by Giannis.
Here's Leonard. He's got 15. Takes a shot at the elbow. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Cloud passes to the great one. Here's Giannis. It's hauled in by the Clippers. George has got his 5th rebound in this one. George double teamed. Here's Harrell. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got his 3rd assist on the night. Paul George with the steal. Pass to Mann. Here's Harrell, and Harrell slams it in.
Well, Harrell gets up there, and he uses that long wingspan for the finish.
To the inside. Hits count that one from the great one. The great one's got 40 points.
No, it's scary because he's just been a matchup nightmare in this game. He's eaten up anybody they've thrown at him.
Mann passes to Leonard. And no good. Great D that time for Middleton. To the middle. And here we go. The fast break with Giannis.
Just how awesome is it to watch the best of the best start to dominate in a game.
LA's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. And the foul called on the great one. That's his 3rd foul of the game. So both.
Chris Middleton's an interesting story. I remember when he signed his first extension and talking to, at that time, his head coach, Jason Kidd, that Chris was dealing with living up to the contract. I think after that first season went by, he settled back down. It got him into a position to earn this second contract. And now he knows where he belongs. He knows how important he is to the Milwaukee Bucks and their continued success and striving towards a championship for the city.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Ivica Zubac is out there with Caruch. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Landry Shamet. And it's Floyd in at the point guard. And it's Caruch missing. And for Milwaukee, they're shooting it really well. 54% from the floor. Pass to Valentine. Inside, here's Motley. No good, shot missing. The Clippers go the other way with it. And for Middleton, he was drafted in the second round by Detroit. Brent, they sent him to the G League, which he says was the turning point for him.
Well, I think he just got hungrier and realized there was a self-awareness part of this that he needed to grow and he needed to maybe adjust some of his work habits. Went from an overlooked second-round pick to an NBA All-Star, Kevin. I would call that great focus. And now he wants to be a consistent performer on a nightly basis to lead this team to championship level.
Brent, when we talk about home court advantage, do you feel it's the same as it used to be? It has that same impact?
I do think it's still hugely important, Kevin. It's less important when there's a team that has been together for a long time and has proven that they can take their wares on the road and come home with a victory. But it absolutely gives you a level of comfort as a player to get into your routine, to be at a place that seems familiar. Something deep down psychologically helps every member of that team being at home.
Oh, and just a soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley.
I got to say, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going. Los Angeles has gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Passes to Zubac. Over Drummond, and that one is good from Zubac.
And man, can that guy shoot a turnaround jumper or what? Almost an impossible shot to defend.
The pass to Motley. Right wing. LaQ. Antetokounmpo defending the layup off target. There's the feed to Mason. Shamet on the wing. And it's off from three-point range. The Bucks shooting in the fourth quarter, not pretty, down around 29%. Down low, stolen by Zubac. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Well, that just scrambled the defense all kinds of ways with that great initial pass.
Pass to the great one. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. And it's Drummond missing.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
When people talk about a player's mileage limit, do you think total games is the most accurate assessment?
I don't think so, Kevin.
What is it?
It's the amount of minutes that players play.
Yeah.
I mean, there are plenty of studies out there that teams are digging around on when players reach. And trust me, they got to be lucky, but you're talking 35,000, 40,000 minutes in the league. That the body is just not capable at that point of replicating the things that it's done year in and year out. So forget about the games. Go to total minutes played. That's where you'll find the biggest fall off for some of your favorite players that have amused and entertained you for years.
Interesting. Here's Antetokounmpo. Count that bucket. Antetokounmpo's got his first bucket of the night.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And for Milwaukee, they're shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. Passes it to the great one. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That's good from Antetokounmpo. Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo. And the Bucks with possession. They get to take on the Magic at Orlando after this one. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Here's Motley. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Brent, we have seen some players refuse to speak to the media. For whatever reason, where should that line be drawn?
Well, there is a role and a responsibility, I think, of every player in the league, Kevin, given that it's an entertainment industry and that people have jobs around this league to tell stories, to have access to those players. Now, every player doesn't want to talk or get into certain things, but their availability should be made and people should have access to them. Look, I don't want to take out the trash every Tuesday, but I understand I got to do it at home. And so players have a responsibility to their franchise to be a voice at times.
I always thought you were terrific with the media.
Well, I appreciate that, Kevin. Maybe that's how I got this job.
Here's Zubac. And again, no good by the Clippers. And for Milwaukee, their shooting has been dreadful lately, around 28% here in the fourth. Ellie. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
That's his first personal foul.
That free throw, no good.
Shooting for Milwaukee, Jonathan.
And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. To the paint, here's Mason. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And the Bucks, they're shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. Here's the great one. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Brent, when a team hires a new coach, what tends to be the feelings of the players in that locker room, knowing there's a new voice?
If you are a veteran player, you have the opportunity, more than likely, Kevin, to call 5 or 6 resources that know who that coach is. Because most of the time coaches that are getting hired have previous NBA experience. If you're a younger player, you're looking at what it is that's being written and said about that coach to try to evaluate how it is that you're going to fit in. The biggest responsibility, Kevin, is that new coach trying to get as many of those players into the facility or at a meeting or at a dinner to have them understand from day one, as soon as possible, what it is that they're about, what it is he's expecting from them, and how it is he's going to go about them. Then all the other things about guesswork, those go away.
Right. All about communication.
That communication and communication as quick as you possibly can, that's an important factor.
Schedule, yes.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Bucks.
They simply ran him off the court.
They set the pace, and their transition game was executed flawlessly.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
A 2-game season series. They win them both and complete the sweep.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for the great one.
It looked like a couple times they might be wearing him down, but not the case. At the offensive end, he was just devastating. Yeah, so reliable. He clearly needs to be more involved in the offense as they try to shrink this lead.
He kicks to Valentine. And 1:01 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Motley. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And he can't get the first one.
Shooting for Milwaukee, Jonathan Motley.
And he's good on the second. Knight with it. The dish to Mason. And it's Melly with the rebound. And the Bucks with possession here. To the inside. Here's Motley. Lock at 6. Makes it off the glass.
Finishing strong. This is is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
Here's Zubac. Milwaukee with the rebound. Here's the great one. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home, no doubt helps. And the execution was flawless.
And that'll do it. For Brett Bear.